First candidate that I have for you is a veteran, a father, and like you and I, somebody who's just concerned about the route and the path that this state has gone down. He started military service at the age of 18, enlisting in the military. He served upon such vessels as the USS Nebraska and served in units such as the Underwater Research and Development. Through his career, he gained many different individual and unit citations, served illustriously, and retired honorably after 20 years. Since then, he came to Illinois, originally coming from Louisiana. Why you would want to come to Illinois, I'm not sure. Maybe the corruption here makes him feel back at home in Louisiana. An individual that has become very active in different causes he believed in. He's traveled across the country to participate in such events, whether it be environmental or for individual rights. He's become a lightning rod that has caused some controversy and gained him a followership that loves him and wants to hear his opinion on things. He has championed fathers' rights and trying to change the family law system. His investigation into that led him into many other constitutional infringements that the state has done and has inspired him to try to go even further to do more work. Through his causes, he's developed a very strong drive. Just as he did in the military to serve, he wants to serve the public of Illinois now. I give you Kash Jackson.
Thank you guys so much for having me out here. Thank you, Ryan, for a wonderful introduction. I'm extremely humbled and honored just to be here today. I'm not real fond of preparing speeches. A couple nights ago, I sat down and I started penciling an outline as to what I would speak with Metro-East about. And like many days, my phone continued to blow up and my kids were harassing me, so preparing a speech just did not come to fruition. And that's okay, because it opens up the door for me to be authentic. It opens up the door for me to be transparent and vulnerable with you, the individuals who are looking for your next governor candidate. It's not easy to be up here. In all honesty, I'm scared of public speaking. I don't potentially care for it. It frightens me to be here. And that's one thing that I admire so much about Claire and Steve and John and Matt and every other person, is that what we're doing as libertarians, it takes courage in what each of you are doing and sitting here today. See, many times over I hear, Kash, you know, it's great that you're running for governor, it's great that you're running as a libertarian, but you don't stand a snowball's chance in hell in winning. And to that person, I would say, I am the snowball that will survive hell. Because it takes courage. Somewhere in America, somewhere along the line, we've lost what it is to be courageous in our endeavors, to dream so big as to quash the fears of those around us, to inspire others around us that, you know what, he is capable, he can do it, he can get the job done. It's not me standing before you regurgitating statistics about the budget, about the pension. We're educated, and if we were not, you wouldn't be sitting here in front of me right now. You know that our pensions are unfunded to the tune of approximately $150 billion. It's inescapable, and what we have to do to change it is going to take courage. Our liberties and our rights that are being infringed upon by the General Assembly every single day. As we sit here, we are currently experiencing some of the most grotesque constitutional and human right infringements that our country has ever seen. And yet we have lacked the courage and the fortitude as a state to say, you know what, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to trust somebody a little bit more, not because of their political affiliation, not because of the color of their skin, but because of the character of that individual. Martin Luther King Jr. professed that so well in the 60s. And we saw the greatest civil rights movement era of our time. And right now, we need that same motivation. We need that same inspiration. Illinois is tanking. We're voting with our feet. And can you blame them? Can you blame somebody that leaves this state because they've been taxed out of their home, because they can't afford health care, because the education is crap, and they want better for their families, and our legislators have failed them time and time again? But to those that remain, for those of you who are still sitting here, I want to thank you. Your courage and your spirit and your desire to be here, to be involved, is exactly what will rebuild this state to the greatest state in this nation. We're on the bottom. I'm not gonna lie to you. In 20 years in the military, I've been all over this country. I've been to California and New York and Florida and Washington, and I've been around the world. I've circumnavigated the globe. And Ryan had a great point. Why in God's name would you retire in Illinois? For one reason only. For my kids. I'm fighting for my kids. Please excuse my emotion. If you have any idea what I and fathers like Shane Bouvet, sitting right here in front of you, have experienced in this state, what they have done to us as human beings, as American citizens. They have capitalized on federal funding that incentivizes taking our children from us, to relegating us to visitors to our children when we want to be involved parents. That is not the country I defended for 20 years. That is not the state I will hand over to my children. It is not the state I will hand over to your children. I am passionate, I am devoted, I am committed, and I'm a fighter. I'm a hell of a fighter. And there's nothing that I will not fight for when it comes to protecting American citizens in your lives and your families. There is no hell that I will not walk through to protect what I defended for 20 years. This is our country and this is our state. You deserve better, your children deserve better, and I promise you, if I'm your gubernatorial candidate, you will never see a candidate fight as hard as what I would fight for you and your families. Thank you.